Welcome to Wal-Mgmt8009M, Decision Making and Reasoning. In this course, you will work through the process of creating an optimal decision environment for a management problem or opportunity. The project is divided into 5 parts, with a corresponding deliverable due every 2 weeks and a final presentation in the last week of the course. This video steps you through each part of the process. You may want to refer to the project handout document while watching, since this handout contains the information that is discussed here. So how do we begin? Let's say you have a choice to make about your company's organizational strategy, a decision that will impact all teams and departments in a number of fundamental ways. Consider the elements that have to be in place in order for the decision model to be most effective. The first step is formulating the problem or opportunity that management has. You'll need to explain how management problems and opportunities are defined. How would you distinguish the levels of complexity and impact? Identify a management problem or opportunity that require a structured decision process. Analyze the impact of the problem or opportunity in terms of core business elements such as human resources, supply chain, production, and marketing, for example. Specific, measurable outcomes will guide the decision process and provide a reliable measure of success. The next step is to establish an ethical management decision framework. Search the academic literature to identify best practices for ethical decision-making. Take into consideration how the decision might impact the rights and interests of different key stakeholders. Refer to established conceptual frameworks to inform your decision-making process and how it impacts stakeholder rights. Identify the decision-makers who own the defined decisions in the organization. Determine who is accountable for the management problem or opportunity and how they will be held accountable. Review the literature to identify optimal practices to evaluate your proposed ethical decision framework. Step 3. Identify and assemble all the data you want stakeholders to consider. From your literature, establish a set of data requirements for decision-making. Select the types of information needed for the key decisions to be made related to the management problem or opportunity. Appraise potential secondary or archival data to be acquired for the decision environment. Distinguish potential primary data to be collected for the decision environment. Evaluate the strengths and limitations of the data collection plan. For the decision framework, create a conceptual model to address a key decision related to the management problem or opportunity with the following steps. Start with restating the problem as initially identified. What risks are associated with the decision outcomes? What are different stakeholder attitudes toward risk? Evaluate academic support for how the creation of a decision model might be useful. What are the rules of thought that will go into the decision model? How will you break the decision down into manageable parts? What are the ethical implications? Identify what influences the desirability of outcomes for the decision. What advanced decision support methods will be included in the model to analyze and structure the decision-making process? Think about how will the model assess risk? How will the model be validated? And finally, how might usage of the model circumvent common pitfalls in daily decision-making and avoid their negative consequences? This section outlines how to take action about the decision and is broken down into 2 parts, a workshop and a presentation. For the workshop, gather decision-makers who will help disseminate the decision throughout the organization. In preparation, select the key topics related to facilitating the dissemination, implementation, and adoption of the decision. Identify established scholars or practitioners who can serve as consultants or subject matter experts for the key business areas the decision affects. Identify the topics and format of workshop sessions, including the intended outcomes for participants. Finally, submit a plan for the workshop that includes the following. As a final assignment, you will create a poster that might be presented at an academic or professional conference. These steps can help you create an optimal decision-making environment when your process is steeped in risk and uncertainty.